Well, all right. Now then, let's have our next contestant, please. Will you come in? Sit in nice and close, please, and tell the panel what your name is and where you're from.
Mrs. Hewlett Hodges from Sylacauga, Alabama.
Mrs. Hewlett Hodges, and she is from Sylacauga, Alabama. Now, Mrs. Hodges, you whisper your secret to me. The folks at home would like to read it. All right, panel. This is the one. Now, to help classify this secret, I will tell you it concerns something that happened to her. And, Henry, we'll start with you.
I didn't hear your name, ma'am, but,
It's Mrs. Hodges.
Oh, everybody heard it. Mrs. Hodges, this thing got into the newspapers.
Yes.
Would I be interested in knowing how long ago?
Pardon, I didn't hear the question.
Would I be interested in knowing how long ago?
You might, yeah.
How long ago?
Don't answer. Don't answer. They got to be answerable by yes or no.
Over 5 years?
No, not over 5 years.
This year?
Yes, this year, yes.
This month?
No.
Well, sometime, sort of recently this year.
All right, we've lost $10. We found out it's just recently, and $70 to go in Pretty Face.
Mrs. Hodges, was it a happy event for you?
I would say it was one of mixed blessings. Not too happy at the time, but it's turned out not to be too unfortunate later, huh?
That's right.
Was there somebody else involved in your secret?
No.
Was there an object involved?
Yes.
Was it a physical action that you did?
Well, it was something that happened to her. Therefore, it wasn't something that she did. But what happened to her was physical.
Oh, I have it. I think. You're not the lady that the meteor fell on, are you?
What meteor? Yes. How did you know, Faye?
Well, it's kind of sneaky, but you said at the beginning, you said, yes, this is the lady, or this is the one. And then you said something happened to her.
Well, let me say this. Now, we talked before the show went on the air as to whether or not we should call Mrs. Hodges Mrs. X, you see? Mm-hmm. Because usually if it's somebody that the audience will recognize, we then call them Mrs. X. Because we think it's only fair to them. But I thought that, the meteorite was such a big thing that few people actually remembered the name of the person.
Well, I didn't remember her name, but I remember her face now from the newspaper pictures.
Well, apparently we did her a disservice by not calling her Mrs. X, and I gave it away. So if you don't mind, we're going to admit that it's absolutely right. She is the lady who was hit by the meteorite, but also I'm going to forfeit because I think I gave it away. We're going to give her the complete $80. Now, imagine you are lying in your bed of a morning. What time of the day was this?
12:45.
12:45. And this comes through the roof and hits you.
And that's another thing, Gary. She said it wasn't happy exactly,
That's right, yes. This is the actual meteorite, Ms. Hodges?
Yes, that's right.
It's the first time I've ever seen a star or a hunk of a star, anything like it. It's almost amazing, It's a little awe-inspiring. I understand there's also litigation involved. Who claims they now own the meteorite?
Well, the landlady says it's hers.
The landlady?
Because it came through her roof.
Yes.
It landed on your hip, didn't it?
That's right.
Well, I tell you what, I probably shouldn't take any sides in this. I ain't no lawyer, but I claim if you're lying in bed and a meteorite comes along and hits you, but if it happened to me, I'd say it was my meteorite, is the way I feel. I'll give you, again, in a more gentle fashion, this 9-pound gift, plus the $80 that you won. We can drop this through your roof if you prefer.
Okay.
You'll just take it that way, huh? Thank you very much, Mrs. Hodges, for doing it.